Now, the extraterrestrials, the good ones, the benevolent ones, are they helping us and supporting us through people like you and others? Is that part of the great shift that you and others are giving us now knowledge about healing and other things like wisdom, like bringing it to humanity because it's needed?
Absolutely. Like, I meet from time to time. I meet new beings, and literally, I mean, we're in October now. We're in October, yeah. It was June this year, a few months ago. I was going through a bit of a process myself, and I ended up meeting these beings that called themselves the cosmic grandfathers. And they took me up to their realm in space. There were 8 of them, and each of them, these guys are huge, and each of them represents like a multiverse. So there's like multiple dimensions in each of these beings. I mean, they're like 70 meters tall. They got massive heads the size of a car. I mean, they're huge. They're so kind, so fierce, so loving. They're everything rolled into one, just like a grandfather. And they were teaching me these values of the grandfather and explaining that it's the grandfather energy that is really important on planet Earth right now to really nurture the mother, because the father isn't mature enough to nurture the mother. Only the grandfather can nurture the mother, because women and men, not just on Earth, but throughout the galaxy and beyond, they mature differently. We have like different processes, and it really is the grandfather energy that comes to Earth. Now, they gave me these 15 locations, and they said, you need to go and buy 15 two-pointed clear quartz crystals and 15 Jannecke eggs. And you need to go in August to these 15 locations. You need to bury these crystals in the ground, because you're going to build the new 7th dimensional architecture. So anyway, I had a really busy August, and I cancelled everything. And I went with my girlfriend and another lady who's our videographer. And we went to Ethiopia, to Tibet, Russia, Syria, Easter Island, like all these wild countries, and we buried these crystals in the ground. Now, when they told me the 15 locations, I bought a map of the world, put the dots on the map, joined them together, and it made a dragon's wing, an exact dragon's wing. So they were explaining to me that the new 7th dimensional grids are called the fusion grids, and it's to support like the architecture of the planet, to hold the new divine mother frequency coming to Earth. So anyway, in August, we went to all these 15 countries. We buried the crystals. We had some wild experiences on the journey. We were supported by many beings throughout the process, because there was a lot of interference too, trying to stop it happening. Like just little things, like all of our suitcases went missing. We had no clothes for 2 weeks. So it was wild, like they tried to like interfere in different ways, but the good beings were supporting us and making sure that everything went as well as it could do. So it was a beautiful experience. And these new grandfathers are teaching me some amazing things just about being a divine masculine and being a man, and how to support the feminine in a greater capacity. So there are so many beings supporting us. When we're in the Bosnian pyramids, there were Arcturians walking through the wall and just like winking, saying that you're on the right path, go here, go there. And we had so much support. It was amazing. Yeah.
Wow. What do you see is coming for humanity now? I've had some guests saying, humanity won't make it. And others are saying it's going to be tough, but then it's going to be beautiful. Most are saying it's going to be beautiful. But, there are different opinions. What is your take on this?
Yeah, I feel deep in my heart that we've got a lot to go through before we come out of the other side properly. But we're definitely going to make it 100%, but it's going to be very challenging. And I don't think as many people are going to make it as people think. I don't really know how many people on the planet at the moment. People say 8 billion, 9 billion, maybe 1 billion of us make it. I don't actually really know the numbers, but what I do know, over the next years and stuff, there's going to be some really challenging things that we've got to go through. And we're going to have to really pull together as a human family. And if we don't do that and the separation continues, it's going to be really tough. There's going to be a lot more like deeper levels of enslavement. I mean, a lot of people think they're free on this planet. They're not. We're living in this holographic matrix, and we can be free to a certain extent. But unless we as a humanity or as individuals within humanity remember how to change our internal mathematics, we're going to get stuck in this reincarnation cycle over and over. Because once you leave your body, it's not that simple just to leave this 15th dimensional time matrix, because there is a reincarnation cycle and we get sent back down again. So what we have to do is to unify, come together as a family, love each other, support each other, nurture each other, shred this kind of like competition and judgment and all of this sort of stuff. And start building communities and really work together to elevate humanity, create new systems for finance and all this sort of stuff, which we can do. But it really requires the masculine to step up and hold the feminine, because the feminine is the feminine energy is the magnetism. And it's the feminine energy that is the creative force. But the feminine energy can't really be creative without that electrical masculine. So unless you bring down this grandfather energy and they start becoming fierce and ferocious again, not because you have to fight, but fierce and ferocious in your ability to be strong and to stand up for what you believe in, what you know, what you feel, your values, and to look after humanity as a unified force, when you've got all of these systems that are trying to come in and crush us even more. Unless the divine masculine really stands up and supports the divine feminine, and the feminine allows the masculine to do that, and they work together in harmony, I don't see that it's going to be a pleasant ride. So one of our big focuses at the moment is really helping the masculine become that divine masculine again, and really honor themselves and really step into that kind of hunter-gatherer, go out there, be electrical and stand and be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, support the feminine and love supporting the feminine. And we have to do that as humanity, go down this road of the masculine and the feminine really uniting instead of being separate. And it's happening, definitely happening, but it needs to speed up, because the lower vibration, the darkness, whatever you want to call it, evil, I mean, they're just words, but like there is polarity and there is a force that is trying to, enslave us. But at the same time, if you look at this from a different perspective, that in itself is also really beautiful, because one of the reasons that we're here on planet Earth is to be trained to be the best we can possibly be. And if you didn't have the darkness and you didn't have the stuff that was going on that was kind of so-called evil, then it wouldn't be compressing us and pushing us to be our very best versions. And the way that I see Earth, and the way that the grandfathers have showed me Earth, and the way that the Lyrans have showed me Earth, is that Earth is a training ground. And we come down here to find our way back home amongst all the chaos and all the mayhem and the matrix that's stacked against us, all the systems every day to try and demoralize us, pull us into a lower frequency state of guilt or anger or rejection or whatever it is to keep us small. We've got to battle against all of this stuff. But if you can do it here on planet Earth, you can do it anywhere. So this is like the training school for Jedis. If you want to go into the military in the UK, you're going to go to the SAS. It's like the highest form. It's like the highest thing that you can do in the military. You become SAS, like the Special Air Service, the best of the best. If you go to in America, it might be the Navy SEALs. So planet Earth is like the SAS and the Navy SEALs of the galaxy to train humans to be their very best versions. So we can activate our 12-strand DNA template, switch on our multidimensional architecture, remember how to travel interdimensionally through our Merkaba fields, and remember telekinesis and bilocation and all of this sort of stuff. So we've got a way to go. But we have to remember it's all about our internal mathematics, and we've got to work together to do that. We can't do this on an individual basis. So we have to do this en masse.
To watch the full video, click the link below, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel.